Players, hi, howdy. How's it going?
Hello.
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 Well, hello there.
Welcome, listeners, to the Usual NPCs. I'm your Game Master, Tony Brett, here with our creative cast.
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm John, and I'm playing Levi.
You're so out of turn. You're out of order, John.
I
Asia, go ahead.
My name is Asia, and I'm playing Althea Bloomhart.
Hi, I'm Jaime, and I am a nice young man. Who plays Boomer, who's not a nice young man?
And John already went. So I'm Maximilian, who plays Skrifnir.
And I am Fitzgerald Rollins, father to the best-looking bear in the north.
Adorable!
Wait, did you say your own name, though?
Nope. Moving on.
He's given all of the relevant information. He is Fitzgerald Rollins, and the bear is there.
That's true.
Yep.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
All right. Thank you, listeners, for being here for whatever the hell this is. Please give us money at the
It's
Patreon.
been a wild day.
I've been thrown off too much to have a good pitch, so just give us money so you can get shit from us that the people who don't give us money don't get.
No.
Wait, like we have to send them our stuff?
You
I
gotta
have
do what
so
you
much
gotta
stuff
do.
to get rid of
It's
as I'm
for
moving.
the
Yeah.
listeners, Max.
If people want
I've got an air
furniture, I
fryer.
have furniture.
Yeah. I've got an air fryer that I don't use.
You have to be subscribed to Patreon to make a request, and we may or may not be able to fulfill those requests
To
for legal
genuinely
reasons.
send you junk that we own.
I will straight up send you books off my shelf.
You heard it here, folks. You know what? I'm pricing this at the $50 tier. That's exactly what
Yeah,
$50 here, you can just request our stuff.
You
it's
just
the
get
loot box.
junk.
It's the crew loot box.
Yeah, but you have no
For
say, and
$100,
you have
you
to
get a
keep
bucket
it.
of my
You can't
shit.
send it back.
That's
Yeah, that
true.
is correct.
I mean, you can try to send it back, but you won't be able to find me.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Are we?
All right.
Yeah.
Give us
The
money.
D&D
That's the
guys,
moral
right?
of the story.
I think that was the best pitch yet. Honestly.
John, how about you tell us what happened last week?
Okay. So, we roll up on a town that's called Samning.
Hi.
Sandinheim.
Heim.
Sandinheim. And it is the most beautiful, perfect, peaceful place ever that just happens to be overrun by zombies, which is setting-wise called Draugr. They are nasty, they are organized, and they're looking for a bad time. Fortunately, our anti-brain hunger fighting crew of Stardom arrives and begins beating the shit out of these guys. What we don't happen to notice is that Strivnir is inside just American snipering all of them like a lunatic in the tavern and ends up killing like 2 or something and is just generally badass and awesome. We then drink some hot water and then go to bed. After, we find some magic items, that's cool, and some really old stuff. Some incredibly old stuff that it gives Spencer some pink eye and a headache. He has to go take a nap as well as me because I'm drunk.
Oh my god!
Yay!
Wow, it was like I was there.
It was geriatric. Not your delivery, what was described. We drank some hot water and went to bed.
Oh god.
Find us on Patreon.
Did you say fight
Man, we're
us
really
on
pushing-
Patreon?
Fight us
I'm
on
really
Patreon.
pushing
Yes.
the greed right now.
Fight me.
It's not really what I said, but sure.
Spencer loves to fight.
Alrighty. So you wake up in the morning, and
You go outside.
obviously the
Oh gosh.
obviously the cold is just terrible. It is burning your lungs at this point. It is miserable, biting through everything that you have. So you wake up stacked various ways in the small back room that is the only spare bed in the tavern, so that you can get ready to depart for your next day. A small care package of extra snowshoes and things has been dropped off at the front door of the room for you, Skrivmia.
Did you say there was only one bed in the whole?
Yes, there's only one bed in the spare room.
And we shared it? Oh.
I don't know if you shared the bed, but
No. I love this trope. We're already doing our own AU of romance. We're all just like.
I wake up and I say, I thank you all for letting Honeybun take the bed.
No, yeah, the bear cub gets the whole bed.
We all slept on the floor.
I absolutely am sleeping on the floor, just to be clear. I starfish out on the floor.
I think Artie can make her own bed.
Literally make it like.
I'm probably bunked up on the floor on a pad from my backpack, which I have retrieved from the front of town, and am just curled up with Toot. Is it? Mm-hmm. With Toot, just passed out.
Did you say you crocheted your own bed there?
Well, I already have a blanket.
Yep. Great.
She's just laying on. We leveled up.
Yes, we did level up.
We did level up.
Hey, y'all, would you like to tell me how you gained your life, raised your max HP, as well as anything notable about your level 2 class? Starting alphabetically with, of course, Asia.
I did the roll take half rounded up of the hit die plus the con mod. I did that one.
Awesome. So how much did that give you?
15. Total.
Ooh, very nice.
And then I now have Artificer Infusions, which I need to read more up on, but I can do Homunculus Servant, I can replicate magic items.
Cool. I like Artificers, they're fun. Alright then, Jaime, what you got for us?
My new HP amount is 16. And my new features are I now have sorcery points. So and I took a new spell.
What spell, if I may?
Thunderwave. Because I figured pretty much everything I have is like not damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought I might make use of the fact that I'm big and jump up and down and make some damage.
Cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
I also gained a spell and prepared different spells.
Ooh, what new spells?
I still have Cure Wounds and Longstrider, but I also got Snare and Featherfall. I just had a feeling.
Classic. I believe that brings us to John.
Yeah, so for those who do not know, I took my second level in Pally, and that comes with a lot of different stuff. I will not be going over my spells that I've chosen, because I'd like to keep that as a surprise for now, but I can now, when I get really mad, smite people when I hit them. And then I also gained 8 hit points for a total of 21. My hit points can now drink legally.
Whoa.
And
Even if you cannot.
if Levi cannot. Yeah, that's the main gist of what I've got going on. Levi's excited.
Awesome.
I took the hit point average, and so I'm just at 13. With my 0 constitution as an orc, so that's good. I'm a level 2 rogue, which doesn't do anything fancy, but it does allow me to do hide, disengage, or dash as a bonus action, which is a very nice utilitarian move. And with my hunter's mark sneak attack thing, I think I'm doing enough already. So more maneuverability is good.
I don't do anything fancy. I just break the game.
When I built this character, I don't min-max. I try to make bad against type characters, which is why I am a half-orc rogue. And yet I looked down when we started session 0. I was like, wait a second. How many d6 do I get? in every attack.
Yeah.
The answer is that rogues in general are just kind of busted.
Yeah. Rogues as a class are kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but at least I'm not stealing your guys' stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for not being that rogue. All right, Spencer, go ahead.
Yes, Fitzgerald Rollins took second level of Bard. He has the spells. I don't pick spells beforehand. I like to let them come to me. I am a jack of all trades, which means I've increased anything I'm not proficient in. I have half proficiency in now. And my HP, I have an HP of 20.
Wow.
I'm a pretty bulky boy.
Jeez. All right.
Why am I towards the top though?
And I have a bear. What?
I was just saying, why am I towards the top? I'm the smallest. I have the most HP by square inch.
Yeah, you're dense. You're more
HP is
HP
dense.
dense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also got Firebolt instead of Thorn Whip.
Oh, awesome. Firebolt's
Nice.
amazing.
I'll also quickly note, I forgot to mention this. One of my features for Paladin allows me... I'm going to stick closer to people. I'll do a thing when I'm closer to people in combat, but just so you know, we're going to be buds.
I think I know what it is.
Alrighty. So we're up, we're awake, and we're ready to move on with the next stage of our adventure. We've been given the general location as well as name of our next target town. Does anyone remember what it was from last week?
Ooh.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
Hold on, I have it written down. I have it written down for sure.
Oh.
I spent so long working on that map.
The Cozy Jackdaw.
That's the name they
definitely
gained
not
from
the town.
Session 0.
That was in the hatchery, which I remember the name of.
Right.
Yeah.
Which if you
Wow,
don't know what
Session
that is,
Zero?
you can... Yeah,
The
you
Cozy
can...
Jackdaw. That sounds really cool. I want to listen to that.
Hey, Tony, you can listen to that if you go over and subscribe to our Patreon.
Wow!
As low as $5 a month, you can figure out what
Zowie,
the Cozy
wowie.
Jackdaw is.
I would
Yeah, all
love
I
to
have-
find out.
All I have is that and Samningheim for names right now.
You can maybe even help Jaime with his notes, or all of us with our notes.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
This is something we said out loud last session.
Yeah, I remember we said it out loud, but I don't
It's
remember
something Reach.
what it was. What was it?
Winter's Reach.
Winter's Reach.
Sounds minty.
So it seems like it's going to be about a day's walk. So we're probably going to, if we leave early enough in the morning, get there pretty late at night.
Okay.
But then you can make it all in one trip, which is nice.
I'm okay
Is
with
there
that.
anything we want to do as far as prep work or anything before we head out?
I feel like we did a lot of that last session.
Absolutely.
We have a map, we have
I
gear.
ask
Mhm.
Althea, I know he has fur, but do you think you could knit Honeybun perhaps like a bodysuit?
I was just
Something nice for
thinking
him.
the same thing.
Thank you. To match the hat, of course.
Althea starts work on a bear onesie.
He's going to look like a little bean. I love it. What a girl.
That's amazing. That's genuinely wonderful.
And that is it for me. Preparation. I guess, is there something that I'm not thinking of? Perhaps, like I've been to the north before. So
Yeah,
is there
absolutely.
something that I'm not thinking of? Maybe I'll roll like a history
You guys
check or
are-
something.
Actually pretty well equipped overall. I mean, as far as anything you're missing from normal expeditions, not really. You can give me a history check if you want, but I'm just letting you know. You're pretty used to the kit that you'd have at the ready. You got pretty much everything.
Yeah. Okay. If we have everything, then I
Mhm.
just a little nagging feeling that I'm kind of
Yeah.
just going over in my head. Maybe we don't have everything, but it
Mhm.
seems like we're good guys.
Yeah, and you see Fitz going through doing his inventory on his pack and everything, seeing everything he's gotten.
I have a DM question.
I have a DM answer.
Okay. So in world, is how well known is the name Ymir?
So that would be something that most likely just about everyone's heard in children's stories to go to bed. The war between the giants and the gods and the creation of the mortal races is just like a common bedtime story for children.
Is
Ymir is the first of the giants and the one who was slain by Sciala in order to make the big push to get the giants out of Midland. So generally told in the story to be kind of a villain. The story very much paints the gods as the good guys and the giants as the bad guys.
okay, because I'm coming up with like little things, little sayings to use, and Ymir's laugh was one of the ones that I was thinking of, and I didn't know if it would have like a positive connotation or a negative connotation. But the positive, it would be like a big, it's like celebratory thing, I thought, and then with a negative one, it'd be like something ominous or threatening.
Yes, so it would very much work as that kind of a negative.
Okay.
The first of the giants, the progenitor of them, if you will, the largest of them as well.
Cool, thank you.
Oh.
I would imagine that Scrivmir, being raised by some, like, I mean, essentially a giant weeb, probably got a different
Yep.
version of that bedtime
A
story.
Jayaboo, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Giant
that.
boo.
but I mean, like
Just imagining it.
is there like are there like regional variations of that story?
Of the story, so that's one where most likely what you would have heard growing up would be because of a lot of the history and things that your family in general delved into with that. It's very likely you've heard this story more from it was just a general regional war for the land. There wasn't really a protagonist or antagonist. Ymir was just as much in the right as Sciala, because they were both just fighting for what is very much neutral land. So you wouldn't hear of Ymir anywhere near as much of a villain context for him. But that is more your family in particular, and their history with that.
I'd like to try something before we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will let everyone know. Something weird happened last night. I tried to figure out who this pendant belongs to, and I'm not sure what happened, but I got sort of like a vision of something that happened, and the only thing I remember is the person that was in the vision. And can I create a prestidigitation non-magical trinket Hero Forge style
You want to make a mini?
like thing? I want to make a mini of the character that I saw in the vision.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You hold out your hand and summon up this seemingly ancient armored up gnome. Nothing too spectacular about them otherwise. No odd identifiers or anything, but yeah.
Is this... has anyone ever heard of a gnome? Like... Is it, I'm assuming, is this person like a warrior? Or...
I mean, from what you can tell, they are armored up and armed, so...
Levi...
I'm down to
you
do
know,
a history
the
check.
gods-
Feel free.
I mean, the armor, just would the armor be similar to like the big jogger that we hit with yesterday? If that would be something that maybe a history check would help with, I'd love to help Asia, but
Yeah. Go ahead,
Althea.
Asia, you are welcome to have advantage with the help action.
Oh,
And I'll give you a bardic.
And a bardic inspiration, there you go.
what's the
I
bardic?
I was,
D6.
D6.
I don't know my history very well, but a gnome is kind of, it's almost silly in some regard. Like giants and gnomes.
25.
Wowie, wow, wow.
Oof.
Wow.
So with a 25, the gnome themselves and their style of armor isn't particularly reminiscent of anything, except for you feel like you remember from popping through a couple different universities back in Sparrow's Rest. You seemingly remember what looked to be a bracer recovered in a previous expedition that was worn by a giant way, way, way back when, that seems to stylistically match the bracer on this gnome, as though they were made per the same design, just in vastly different sizes. The other thing is, Fitz, are you
Yes.
describing to them the giant that the gnome was next to as well, or are you just describing the gnome itself?
I wasn't sure. Did I see the giant itself? Like, did I see the giant, or was it like
You saw that there was
view?
a giant, you saw how absurdly large it was, but you didn't see many details about it. The vision was very much focused on the gnome.
Okay, I will describe. This person was next to a giant. Like they were fighting together or fighting each other.
Together, as allies.
Like they were fighting together as allies.
And so you... And this is something that would both kind of be understood by Althea as well as Fitz, is that absurd size of giant seems peculiar. It seems too big. And the only giant you know of that is historically recounted as being that absurdly large would be Ymir himself. Obviously, there's not a lot of record from that time, so it very well could be that giants were just bigger back then. But it's definitely peculiar that... I mean, the giants were largely pushed out of Midland by the time, as far as you're aware, the mortal races were created, so...
Right.
I relay this information and I say, "Oh wow, he's big, but just this is big."
The bracer you're talking about, that was from a giant. Wait, was it from Ymir or just from some nameless giant?
A generic giant. It was something that would be large enough to be way too big for any mortal race, but not... to give you a little bit of an idea, Fitz, Skrivmir, and Althea, you would have known from what you know about giants. The legend goes that the massive mountain range that stretches up most of Midland, that separates the East Coast from the rest of Midland, is said to be the land that kind of conglomerated on top of Ymir's corpse when he died, suggesting that Ymir is laying down the size of a mountain.
Range.
So, yeah, the bracer is definitely not Ymir's bracer, but
And
it's from
it's-
a giant.
And it's like a
Yep, the forearm piece of armor
Okay,
that this
okay.
gnome's matches almost one-to-one, other than scale, with
Right.
the one you're familiar with from one of the universities you visited.
so like someone could live inside that bracer.
Yeah.
That is an interesting idea. All right, I will. Thank you all. I'm going to tie it back over my neck and just, I don't know, fiddle with it a little bit. Just trying to keep it close and keep it safe, as old as it is.
Hold on. The thoughts were when you were explaining all that, it jumbled up in my head. So the thing that he just showed us, the gnome is wearing a bracer just like the one that was found at the university that was like huge.
Yes, it wasn't
Okay.
Ymir huge, but it was definitely giant huge, and other than the scale, because this one is scaled for a gnome, of course, and that one was scaled for a giant of some sort. Giants
Was it
vary
a giant gnome?
incredibly wildly in size, from, again, allegedly the mountain size of Ymir, to some giants
Right.
that are like 8 feet tall. They vary everywhere in that range. So the bracer that you saw at the museum is probably for something around 20, 25-ish feet tall. But
How big-
style-wise, its design, everything is identical to the one you see on the miniature of the gnome.
Right.
How big do we how big is it theorized that Ymir was?
So that's one where because we have nothing other than stories, there isn't actually a good answer. Some say you couldn't see his head above the clouds. Some say he was
Okay.
4 stories tall, which obviously is a very, very big understatement considering we have historical records of giants a little bit bigger than that, so Ymir's probably bigger than that. It's one of the more contested points of history.
Okay. So something that is that big compared to something that is I saw in my vision.
Mm-hmm. You
So
know
the
the scale of the
gnome-
gnome. You know roughly what that would be.
So the gnome was larger than a regular gnome if it was bigger in the vision. Like if he's that large and the gnome came up to his ankle, the gnome was
Not
also
even
large.
not even the ankle. I apologize. Was I think the phrasing I used?
Oh, okay. Okay. So
I
I'm just thinking
I
if
apologize.
there was a giant version of a gnome that bracer belonged to.
Like you thought it was a giant, but it's actually a giant gnome?
Right.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Like the bracer is the bracer of a gnome, but it was just a very large gnome.
Yes.
I understand. I mean, hey, that's a theory. That could be it.
What is a giant gnome?
An oxymoron.
Legends say that the giant gnome was almost 5 feet tall. Ooh.
His cookies were the size of my head.
He
Impossible.
could leap tall blades of grass with a single bound.
Well, enough funny voices. I say we get on the road here.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Get on my snowshoes. Let's get ready.
Wait, do we still have the wagon?
We do not.
Wagon?
We have been
No.
on foot this entire time.
What? When I left you, you had a perfectly functional wagon.
Didn't that guy leave?
The cart driver? Yeah, no, he shooed us out of his cart and he left.
You paid him,
He took
right?
us this far.
Yeah, we paid him, I think.
I think the university paid him.
No, but I mean, we
I
tipped
gave
him.
him 25 gold pieces.
Yeah. I want to make sure that's the person I remember.
Yes.
Well, I would have expected him not to run away.
Oh, no, he did not like the cold.
Oh, well, in that case, let me please enjoy walking hundreds of miles through snow.
You get me.
Hey, it's okay, Scrivener. I just pat him on the shoulder. You should take the front of the marching order with me. Let's go. And I just kind of pull him.
I'm gonna be behind them.
Cool. Good.
Yeah, I'm definitely bringing up the back. Like, oh, you guys go ahead. It's fine. I'm gonna watch behind. I hate this.
How long theoretically until Althea can ride Honeybun?
You'd
I would say-
have to wait until I put him down.
Whoa! oh! You mean
Like
place
out
him
of
down.
the Bjork, jeez.
He will never be out of my hands until he's grown more.
Also, I don't know everything, but I think it's called a Bjorn.
That's what
Yeah.
we've been calling it.
Bjorn means bear.
Like
Bjorn.
a baby Bjorn.
It literally means
Right?
bear.
It is. Bjork is a musician.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you all been calling it a Bjork?
I have.
I haven't heard that. That is so
I have
funny.
been calling it a Bjork. A Bjork
Bjork
for the bear.
Bjork, get out of here! Why is Bjork here?
The clouds are blinking. Yoga.
So-
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
It'll be a little while, Althea.
So we have
Before
what
that
half a day. I mean, of I was going to say day and a half. A half a day of travel through pretty rough terrain.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just the snow itself fundamentally makes everything pretty rough terrain.
Okay.
Is there some way for us to go like double speed or something? Can we roll to like see if we can
Yeah, you
slip through
absolutely
the
could, but it might make you a little vulnerable to action. But yeah, you could absolutely try to get there faster.
snow? Okay.
If we go at a normal pace, we'll get there in the evening.
All right. Wait. This may be kind of outside the box thinking, but are there like a team of giant eagles that maybe we could fly?
No, the Eagles,
No,
see, they have their
Gandalf.
own system of government, and they would never
Hold on.
allow
Oh, okay.
Let me try my eagle call.
add the resources. I'm for like in the future, potentially moving faster, but I think for the record, if it's like, one day will get us there
Yeah.
and arriving just fine, the potential benefits of showing up exhausted are going to be pretty bad, especially if we show up exhausted to something like we did show up to today.
Right.
Last night, being the
Drago.
God. Thank you.
Correct. Yes.
Ugh.
Would we have been able to craft some sort of vehicle in the previous city?
Theoretically, you could have maybe tried to put together a sleigh and like hooked it to Skrivmir and Boomer
I have a strength of 10.
to
You could
just
try.
Yeah.
to Levi.
Strength of 10.
To
We might be. Wait, we
Holy.
might be the party's
Are none of us
strongest
strong?
members. Does anyone have
Whoa.
higher than a 10?
I have an 11, but that's still plus 0.
Then we're gonna hook it to you, buddy.
I have a 14. I have a 14.
Oh,
A
all right.
14?
All right.
Wow.
But again,
okay, so
I have a
Boomer pulls the
14.
sleigh.
You could try.
Anyway.
Yeah, so suffice it to say, we
Yeah.
don't have much as far as a good way.
God, our entire party's going to get
Not yet.
TPK'd because we can't get a door open. I can
Yeah,
feel it.
that's
I'm just... like, the building's collapsing. We have to get out. Oh, no. A single beam has fallen in front of the door.
A small stick is in the way.
No, we have the movable rod.
Oh,
We do
right.
have the movable
All right.
rod, yes.
Let's get going.
All right. You start making your way through. Are we going at double pace or are we going at normal pace? Or are we
I think
going
it's a
slow and
one-day-
stealthy?
I think it's a one-day trip. Let's make it a one-day trip.
All
It's
right,
a half
all
day,
right, all
right? I
right.
thought it was a half day. Yeah.
It's full.
It's like a
So I just-
traveling day.
I'm
Yeah.
just trudging. Yeah.
We'll go normal pace.
Can I get passive perception from everyone?
I have a passive perception of 10.
All right.
Mine is 13.
All right.
Mine is also 13.
All right.
Mine is also 13.
Wow.
And mine is 16.
There we go.
Yeah, and I'm, taking it in.
Very nice. So, Skrivmir, you notice it first. You see something, a small dark speck in the distance that starts barreling towards you guys. As it's getting closer, you can pick out, as everyone else starts to just see that it's there, it seems to be someone on horseback, but something seems odd about it.
Something seems odd about the rider, the horse, the situation?
Yes,
Okay.
both.
Okay. Is this something that I would need to point out?
So everyone else seems like they might just start picking up on it, that it's even there. You're the only one who's fully aware of it and the fact that something is off about it.
All right.
You get
Everett?
a feeling in the pit of your stomach that this ain't quite right.
I'm just going to unsling my bow real fast and whistle. Just give a...
Huh?
Something about this makes me feel a little, I don't know, like oogity boogity.
Okay.
Oh no, not the feelings of oogity boogity.
Well, let's see. Are there any defensible positions nearby?
It is basically an open field right now with you're about knee deep in snow, even with the snowshoes, except for Althea, who's about waist deep.
Let me send Flacco up to see.
Yeah, in the
I'm
meantime, maybe we'll go to the side and try to crouch down a little bit. Like,
Sure.
20 paces to the left.
Wait, we're surrounded by
Sure.
snow. Can we just like front body shove like a little like small snowdrift wall?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Flacco, she's colored as a white owl, so I'm assuming she's very hard to spot in the
Oh,
snow.
100%.
Flacco, please go check out what that is.
Flacco, are you having Flacco take to the sky, or are you having Flacco stick low to the ground to try to blend in with the snow?
I'm assuming there are clouds. That even like if it's cloudy and snowing, that the sky is just as safe as the ground.
Cool.
And then she'll swoop down to get a closer look. Also,
Absolutely. So as it is making its way towards you, as soon as you start getting to make out the general shape of it, Flacco gets to swoop down to see it, and sees that it seems to be a draugr in long robes on a zombified horse.
So while you had Flacco going, I can't say that in English. It's so hard. Flacco.
Flacco.
In Spanish, flaco means skinny.
Say it like that.
Like flaco.
That sounds great.
Yeah, okay. Flaquito. But I take my hat and I just like pull it down over my face, and I go all my clothes go white except for like a red cravat.
Ooh, that is actually pretty nice. I like that.
I could face plant.
Is it like it's crimson red?
I could fully face plant. It just no.
In the snow.
Everyone, there is a draugr with wearing some long robes and a zombie horse coming our way. Is everyone ready?
How long? How much time do we have?
How long did it take Flacco to fly that way?
So it took Flacco about probably 12 to 18 seconds, about 3 rounds-ish for Flacco to get there.
Okay, we've got
As you
about
start
3
putting
rounds.
up that snow mound to conceal yourselves.
Yeah, I drop prone.
Yeah, is anyone helping me, by the way?
What are you doing?
I'm building up a little snow mound. As
Oh,
like
100%. Yes,
like,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I will.
Yes,
so I will
so-
help with the snowbank that we're building as well. But as soon as that starts getting relatively close, I will stop and step forward to, or if we're trying to build it for like cover, to hide.
Oh,
I don't know, what's the goal
I'm-
here?
Yeah, well, I mean, as sort of like half cover, I guess. But I mean, like charging horse, like you want to make the terrain a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we
Then
get
when
the
it
sense
gets-
that it has seen us?
So it doesn't seem like it hasn't changed in its gait, in its attitude from what you can tell through Flacco yet.
Is it riding
So
right towards us?
Maybe it's seen you and it doesn't care. Maybe it's seen you and because it's an undead, it's just not altering how it does anything. Or maybe it hasn't seen you at all. It's tough to tell for sure.
But I mean, like, is
Flacco
it
did
headed
get in.
directly for us, or just sort of?
Yes, it is 100% in your direction. If you stop where you are, it will push through you if it keeps going in its straightforward path.
Okay. If Flacco got a perception check of 18. Is there anything that he can looking through his eyes? Is there anything that he can tell?
Absolutely. So with an 18, it seems like this Draugr, unlike the previous ones, doesn't seem to have any armor on it, but you can feel, even through Flacco, that it has some sort of magical aura about it, more than just the typical fact that it's an undead.
Can we ready attacks?
You absolutely can.
I'm not sure. This one is different from the others. This one is magical, guys.
Well, I think all the more reason to make sure it doesn't have its head. A lot of magic requires having a head.
All right.
I agree.
Then I will. I'm going to pull up my. I'll need to do a silent bardic. I'm going to pat everyone on the back and say, "Everyone, be prepared." And we took a rest, so I have 4 bardic. I'll give you. Oh, actually, not. I'll give a bardic to Scrivemere and Levi for right now. Be prepared. This one might be a little bit more dangerous than the ones we fought.
Roger that. And I will ready an action to spear it if it gets too close. And I want to position us and help us position so that, like, if it does just run past us, like, it runs past us. But that if we take, like, 15 steps to the left and then it still turns to match us head on, then, like, okay, it's clearly coming for us. So, yeah. I'll prep us that way and get ready.
Just as an added bonus, I did on 2nd level get something else, which is magical inspiration. If a creature has a bardic inspiration die from you and casts a spell that restores hit points or deals damage, the creature can roll that die and choose a target affected by the spell. Add the number rolled as a bonus to hit points regained or damage dealt.
Wait, is it a reroll or is it a?
No, if you hit, you can add damage to it. But are you casting a spell? Do you cast spells?
Well, Hunter's Mark is a spell but it doesn't deal damage. It gives you extra damage. It is a damage buff essentially.
Levi, do you deal damage with spells? Yes. Okay. Then I will move.
We definitely do.
Okay. Then I will move my bardic from Scrivemere to Althea.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, so we're just trying to hunker down so that it can't see us behind the cover of our snow mound.
As soon as it reaches within 30 feet of us, at a triangle, like away from a third point, 30 feet from its location, add 30 feet from us, I'm going to look over there, and there's going to be the roar of like a bear.
Oh, that's fun. Like away from us?
Yeah.
All right. So in a triangle between you, the rider, and the noise.
Yeah.
Are a triangle, equidistant.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to put in the most right spot I can muster a snare.
Okay. So are we going to be trying to give this an opportunity to just ride past us unfettered, or are we trying to take this thing out?
I suggest we take it out, if we can. Only because we don't know where it's riding to. And if it's riding back to the town, I would prefer it if it didn't reach the town that we just left.
Yeah, but we can hit it from behind even easier.
Right. So I'm just saying, if you want to cast the snare, or if you want to put the snare up, then I would say perhaps a little bit further behind us. That way it'll get caught behind us, and then we can just attack.
What if we tried to time the sound in such a way that the sound goes off like just a split second or two behind when the snare is, so that if it does distract, there would be a little amount of time to redirect the undead animal, and then that could potentially aid in bringing it down. We're not
Okay,
just trying to
so-
sneak around it.
Okay.
To trick it more into the snare. And then I'll jump it.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. So it's approached. So is the snare? This is the snare behind us then?
Yes.
Yeah. Now the sound is going to be in a line from us.
Yep, absolutely. So that way the sound triggers right before it catches in the snare.
Yep.
So
Snow
it is
White
rushing
yarn
forward.
and a chain stitch.
Perfect. As you lay it down, it's white yarn that you have, so it blends in perfectly with the snow as you just lay it down behind. Can I get stealth checks from everyone?
Oh, oh.
I
Hello,
will give you all
disadvantage.
advantage on it because of your cover.
Here's regular rolling. Okay.
Ooh.
Wait,
Maybe
you say we all
13?
get advantage or just Levi?
All of you.
All right.
Nat
22.
20. Nat 20 for Boomer.
Filthy 20.
Very nice.
23.
Cool. And Levi, you said what was yours?
13.
All right.
I'm wearing
yeah,
chain, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe we should just
You have
send
Bardic.
somebody out to say
You have
hi.
Bardic, so don't forget.
Greetings and salutations. Please do not direct your riding
you-
to the snare. That's definitely not placed there.
Did you add your bardic to it, Levi?
How are you doing? How are you doing? If like a low roll would negate other people's high rolls, then I will absolutely do this. But every DM does stealth a little bit differently.
For me, it is situational. In this scenario, it is your rolls independently.
Then I'm going to add Bardic. That was a 4, so that is going to be 17.
Oh, thank God.
Confidence.
I'm just gonna mask off for a second. He rolled a 14 for perception.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
Cool. In that case, as he seems to see the snow mound because he leaps. The horse leaps over it, landing right behind you as the sound goes off. It seems unfazed by the sound, but it does manage to catch right on the edge of the snare. What does snare do then, Althea?
This thing has paragraphs. That creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be magically hoisted into the air, leaving it hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground or the floor. The creature is restrained until the spell ends, which is 8 hours.
Okay.
Dang.
And what is the DC?
13.
With a 13 as the DC. Unfortunately, as he leaps directly over you, the sound goes off, and it seems to trigger him to know that something is up. And last second, sees the snare, and the horse steps out of it as the snare wraps up, catching nothing.
I
Does
go, no. Silvery barbs.
Why did I let you take silver? As you see silvery barbs wrap around the leg of the horse, grabbing it and seemingly yanking it back into the trap. The horse gets hoisted up into the air, and the rider drops onto the ground on his back. Did anyone else have any readied actions?
I was going to cast a message to it, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
How
So
do you
wait,
like
the-
us now,
believe-
bitch?
The rider fell
Levi,
off.
your spear was readied?
I was going to ready my spear for like if it came right at us. I don't.
Gotcha.
I think if it's coming over us
Yeah,
and
leftover,
we're trying
yeah.
to, then I wouldn't have attacked it at that point.
Okay. And Scrivmir?
I wanted to ready an action if it looked like it started casting to like just snipe it.
Gotcha. In that event, it didn't end up casting anything?
Well, also I think the situation of it like being hoisted and knocked off its horse sort of changes changes the plan a little bit.
Gotcha. In that event, I would like for everyone to roll initiative.
Why are my initiative rolls always really bad? 8.
It's because I'm taking all your luck. 22.
And they always match Boomer Gilly. What is up with that?
17.
Just as initiative starts, Levi and Boomer just high five every single time.
I got my eye on you. I'm worried about you because I'm worried you're gonna get hurt. So I'm just watching you.
Every time I'm like about to jump in, and you're like, "Hang on." Okay.
Yeah, I got
Okay,
17.
so we got an 8 from Levi. We've got 13 from Fitz. What? That's an 8 from Boomer, right?
Yep, 8 from Boomer.
Althea, Scrivmere, what you got?
I got a 22.
I got 17.
17, very nice. And Scrivmere, did you say a 22?
Yeah, I rolled a 19 plus 3.
Jeez, oh Pete. All right. So top of turn order, the Draugr is on its ass, the horse is in the air. Scrivmere, go ahead.
Yeah, well, so it's prone, right?
Yeah.
So I mean that's advantage.
You run up to it and shoot this motherfucker.
So I think Scrivmere gives it a second, just to say, friendly, and just gauging off the look of its eyes, unless it just gives a very helpless, "Oh hi, we're friends" kind of face in that exact second, which does it.
It wants to kill you.
Great. Then the feeling is mutual. Bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark.
Very nice.
And once again, the tattoo on Scrivener's chest glows, and a matching tattoo glows on the Draugr. And
No, I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, just one question. In that interaction with Scrivmere, he said something to it. Did it recognize the speech? Like, does it seem sentient, or does it seem like it's on a mission to kill? Like, no thoughts in head.
So, give me, oh my gosh, what's the insight? Give me insight. What do we have for insight?
I will say that no matter what Fitz notices in this moment, Scrivmere is taking a step over and stabbing it with his rapier.
Oh! I was rolling the insight. I thought Max was.
Yeah, you were asking if you noticed if it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
We're sitting here waiting for each other to do insight check.
I got a 7, but if Max wants to roll,
You
insight
can't
to see
tell
if it's-
for shit.
Yeah.
All right. Does a 17 hit?
A 17 should hit. I don't have it pulled up right now because I'm stupid. A 17 absolutely hits.
Okay. Well, it is also 17 damage.
Jeez.
I know. I got a 6, a 5, and a 3.
Yeah, no, you're
those
good.
guys.
You're good. That's the class.
No, I
That's
want
how
the
game
listeners
works.
to understand that I'm also rolling like a beast. You may be like, "Oh, Scrivmere,
yeah.
he's so overpowered." And like last time, it was a 6, a 5, and a 5. I'm just like, Scrivmere's dice are blessed with generations.
Scrivmere
Also,
is
who do you give your
overpowered,
advantage
but
to?
by the gods, not by Gygax.
Exactly. All right. So that's 17 points of damage, and just give it a little poke in its side. Just like a little.
Yes, Scrivmere rushes up to the Draugr, laying on the ground, and just rapier out right in its face, jabs one of its eyes out.
I don't think it's friendly.
Thanks for checking.
That would make it Althea Bloomheart's turn.
All right, I'm going to try and have a repeat of last time and make a jogger kebab.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
Uh-oh. Oh, wait, is it still prone?
It is. You have advantage.
Ew. Nat 20.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's go.
Roll your damn.
OP by the gods.
Critical hits under Tony. Roll double the dice.
Okay.
The number stays the flat number, fixed number stays the same.
The correct way.
Agreed, 100% the correct way.
Hey, good thing I have more than one. 8 damage.
8 damage.
And that's to the temple. If that means anything at this point still.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
You rush up and jam your knitting needles
Yes.
into the side of its head. But it seems to make a screeching noise at you as you do so.
I'm going to pull him back out then.
Cool. And next, if that is your turn,
Yes.
next it is the horse's turn. It is
I'm going to
trapped.
back up.
Next, it is Fitz's turn.
I'm gonna try to talk to it really quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, buddy.
Where were you going? Not hey, buddy. No, buddy. Hey, where were you going? Where were you going? Why were you going that way?
Give me persuasion.
Okay, now we're talking.
That's not a no.
Okay. I'm rolling like crap.
With a 12 for persuasion, you hear it screech more as one of its arms shoots out at you as it tries to reach up to grab you.
Oh. No, I moved back. Okay. I tried, buddy. I tried.
I told you,
Does that count
not
as my action?
friendly. I feel like
I would call that with trying to communicate it with it your action.
So I will give Bardic to who's next?
Next in our turn order will be Boomer.
Okay, I'll give it to Boomer.
Okay. Well,
Boomer, I tried to
technically
talk to
Boomer
it.
isn't next, but I don't think you want to give it to the one who's next.
No, I don't. No.
Because if that is your turn, then next it is the Draugur's turn, who will use its movement to stand
Oh wait, I didn't
up.
use. Can I use my movement to flank it on the other side?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll go my full movement to the other side of it.
As it gets up, it looks upon. Let's go with. It looks upon you, Fitz, after you tried to communicate with it.
with the eye in its head or the
Yeah.
eye that's impaled on my rapier.
The one in its head. The one on the rapier doesn't seem to be moving around as much. Well, as much as you move around the rapier, at least.
I say, no, I'm with child, please.
With child.
He's pregnant.
What is your armor class, Fitz?
My armor class is 15.
15. All right. So, can you do me a favor then, Fitz?
Oh, God.
Yes.
And give me 2 Constitution saving throws.
2? Oh dear. 2 Constitution. Oh, my Constitution is not great. It rolled from a 19 to a 9. So that's a 10. And then that is an 18.
10 and an 18. So, with a 10 and an 18, you see the Draugur as it stands up with almost lightning fast speed, shoots both of its arms out and grabs onto the side of your head, holding with its thumbs pressed to your temples, as you feel the very life get sapped from you.
Oh no.
Please,
I'm with
take-
child.
Please take 12 points of damage.
Hey, DM.
12.
Yes?
May I please be 5 feet away from Fitz
Oh, that's a good point.
currently?
Yes, absolutely.
Then I would like to thrust my spear in there as I'm like, no, you don't! And I am going to use interception. It's my new pally trick. And I can use a reaction to reduce the damage of a target, Tate, by 1d10 plus 2. So we're going to see if I reduce it completely.
How many times can you use? Is it a reaction?
Yes.
Okay.
I only have one reaction, but I
Go ahead.
can...
Absolutely, yeah. Because it was 2 attacks from the Draugr, so.
Right. 7.
7. Oh, you lucked out, Fitz. You lucked out.
Nice. Very nice.
So you're only taking 6 damage, because the first one was 6, the second one was 6. So he reduced the first one to 0.
Okay.
And the first one of 6 was going to reduce your max HP until your next long rest.
Oh, no!
But just as you feel the health, the life drain from your body, your very soul, your very essence be taken away from, you see a spear lunge through, pierce right through the wrist of the Draugr, and wrench the hand away from you. The other one still does its 6 damage, though.
Right.
So, your life is not reduced, you just take 6 damage.
Good God.
And you see the Draugr put its other hand on the tip of the spear and snap the end of it off, in rage as it looks to you, Levi.
I'm not going to be able to fix that right now.
That is its turn. Boomer, go ahead.
Okay. Well, so I got a nat 20 stealth check.
Beautiful.
So does the Draugr know I'm there?
As of right now, I would say no, since you're not within melee range with it. It's got a lot of other things distracting it, and you annihilated your stealth check.
Actually, do you want me to do the wild magic roll?
I would love for you to do your wild magic based on your silvery barbs.
That's good.
For the listeners, that is not a normal effect. We are doing that because A, silvery barbs is busted, and B, this is fun. So feel free to put that stipulation in with your games at home. People are allowed to run silvery barbs, but they have to take wild magic on it.
But only if you subscribe to Patreon first.
Is there a specific?
You only have that
You are
ability
allowed
by
to
paying
use this
$5.
homebrew rule if you subscribe to the Patreon.
D&D police show up.
Wizards of the Coast, no!
Is there a specific wild magic table you want me to use? Player's Handbook? Or I guess DMG? Or...
Yeah, DMG one's fine. Whatever's most conveniently accessible for you.
Okay,
As long as it is silly and fun, I am happy.
Alright, let's see. I'm going to roll this with physical dice. Because I like the way it sounds.
Understandable.
Look at that. 61. For the next minute, I must shout when I speak.
Well, I will let you know as soon as you say anything, you will no longer be stealthed.
I guess I don't even know that, right? So,
No,
yeah.
you are completely unawares.
Fully unaware. Okay, cool. I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I am pretty sure it doesn't know I'm there. And I'm going to attack it with my crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna pull. I'm gonna be holding my crossbow. Roll attack. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's gonna be a total of 13 points of damage. with my crossbow.
Very, very nice. With your
That's-
13 points of damage from your crossbow, I'm going to say the horse is well taken care of in the snare. How would you like to do this?
I'm just like prone under like this like hill of snow that we've made in like a effectively a ghillie suit, but it's snow, and like
A boomer ghillie
a
suit?
boomer ghillie suit, and it just like silently like shoot the bolt, and yeah, it just goes through his head, takes out the other eyeball.
Perfect.
Whoa!
Levi, you see as it takes the tip of your spear and is ready to ram it right into your neck, immediately to stop dead in its tracks as a crossbow bolt pierces its other eye, and you see it almost frozen in place and then falls backwards into the snow, dead.
And the horse is still in the thing.
The horse is still in the snare, just held up in the air.
So I look at the party and I go, "What are we gonna do with the horse?"
Oh my god.
Okay, Boomer. Jeez.
Wow, this is
Althea-
weird. Why am I talking so loud?
Althea falls over. What's going on?
I backed up for my microphone to do that.
Well,
Can you see if the horse was carrying anything?
it's a zombie horse, right?
Yes, it is a zombie horse.
Is it like biting at us?
I mean, it's just kind of the closest it can get to flailing while suspended in the air.
Are we still in
I
initiative?
don't trust an undead horse.
We are out of initiative just because the horse isn't really breaking out of the snare anytime soon, so you can just kind of go about your business.
I think with a weird amount of cold, I'd probably go up and toss the spear hilt, grumble a little bit, and then take out the scimitar and just put it into what would be the beating heart of the horse.
All right.
Just wordlessly.
Yeah, absolutely. You seem to put the creature out of its misery, and when you draw the sword out, you see what would have been blood dripping from it, but it seems to freeze before it can even drip out of the body.
Kind of wipe off the scimitar a little bit, and I'm like, sorry, Fitz. And I kind of shrug a little bit, mischievously.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Thank you so much for your help. I don't know this, I don't know this, but I do feel that maybe you saved me from something.
What'd you get hit by? What was it? It's just pressed into your temple? That was... Looked like it was
I
applying a
don't know.
lot of pressure.
It felt like my soul was leaving my body.
Ooh.
Oh, how badly did it hit you? How many hit points did it take from you?
It took 6.
Okay. I'm gonna heal you up for 5. With just doing kind of a check and massage some of the sides of your temples a little bit. I mean, there's nothing
Very
that's
calming.
yeah.
Thank you, Levi. I appreciate this.
I don't know
I
if
owe
that
you
will
one.
actually help, but
No,
you know,
that's cute.
nothing. Don't. It's nothing.
No, it's definitely
Let's-
not nothing. You saved your friend's father, and I put honey bun up to your face and let him lick you.
Oh my god!
He gives you
I-
both little bear kisses. It's wonderful.
I tell you, I'm like, actually, you know what? You can repay me. Give me the bear while you check out if there's anything on that Draugr.
I'll get you another time. Okay. Let's check out the body, everyone.
All right, fine. I'll help out since that's the crew. I think Althea and I'll help Althea with checking out the body, see if there's anything interesting.
Cool. Can I get an investigation check with advantage, of course, from whoever would like to?
I think can I do the investigation this time?
You're holding a bear.
The bear actually provides me with the help action.
Yeah, it's the bear that's doing it. You two aren't. It's
Oh,
The bear is trying to eat the Draugr.
nibbling at the flesh and then
19.
spitting it out, but then going back for another bite.
oh. Plus guidance. Can't forget guidance.
And I am removing spear from my inventory. Good riddance. You see, I
20.
do pick up
A
the
filthy.
spear hilt and I just stab it into the ground. And just, again, I mumble something and shake my head. Just trying to pat the scimitar.
No. We can fix this spear. Don't use the scimitar.
I don't want it. Fitz, listen, look at this. And I just twirl the scimitar a little bit.
All right. You can use. All right, fine.
I'm more of a danger to all of us with the spear.
That's true. With a filthy 20, what do I find?
Wow. With a filthy 20, you seem to find just some generic. There's not really any armor or anything on it. It seems, in fact, to have very little on it, with the exception of a small stone with a gem in place that makes it look like it's an eyeball. It's stone and gems, but it looks like an eye.
Okay, I cast Identify on this.
Mm-hmm. So with your Identify spell, you find out that this is a magic item that allows you to, if you have the other stone implanted in your own head, you can see through this as if it were your own eye, an extension of your eye, if you will.
Like, it would have to be implanted in my own head.
Yes. The other one, this is one of the satellite eye stones. So this is one of the ones that you would be allowed to look through if you have the original eye stone implanted in your head.
Regardless of distance.
Regardless of distance.
Wait, does that mean that someone
Can
could
I-
be
I'm going
looking
to-
at us right now through it?
I think
be.
so. I'm going to bash the Draugur's head in to see if I see the other stone.
Oh,
Both of
I
the other
stomp
eyes
on
have
it.
already been skewered by rapiers and crossbow bolts. Its head is just moldy, mushy nothing.
Don't forget knitting needles.
And knitting needles.
Yes. This person does not have the other stone in his head, so I do believe we could be being watched.
Well,
Um,
maybe.
can I crush it? Oh, yep.
I walk up with like a cloth and I just wrap up the eye and I like double wrap it. And I asked, is there any way that they, from doing that thing, do you know that if they'd be able to find out where this thing was? Or can they just see through it?
So from your Identify cast, you know that they can't locate... They don't know the location of the other eye stone. They can only see through it.
Okay. Yes, no. They won't be able to locate this, but they will be able to see everything that happened here. It was in the pocket, though. It was in the pocket.
Except for
Do
a
I get
moment.
the sense that do I get the sense that the eye saw me?
I mean, it could have. You can't really discern when it's being actively used and when it isn't. One of
Okay.
the key ideas of the satellite eye stone is that you can have as many of them as you want paired to a single, basically receiver eye stone.
Okay.
Wait,
I would crush this.
Yeah, do they get sound?
Nope, just vision.
You want to try
Like
to
that.
crush gemstones? I mean, you're welcome to, but
Yeah, with our strength
don't
of
like
10.
this.
With our combined strength.
Is there a way to
Right.
is there a way to clean it
Wait, what did you say?
Just put it in a box.
or restore it to factory settings?
We would need the other stone, and
Right.
it would have to be in. If you wanted to, did you want to use it? Because you would have to have it implanted to your head, which I'm not a doctor.
Why would I need to put it in my
we could
head?
probably. That's how you use it. That's how you use the stone.
we could hang on to it.
That's
and
why I
then-
said. That's why I was saying restore it to factory settings because that's not how I want to use it.
Oh, Okay. I would crush this. I'm not. I don't like being spied on. That is something that my father would like to do with his arcane eye, and that's an invasion of privacy I'm not happy with. So vote yes for a crush, vote no for no crush. Yes.
I don't think we should crush it. I think we should hold it. I think we should cover it, carry it, and find out who has the other end.
Is
Okay.
it possible to trace that through this magical connection if one is so versed in the arcane arts?
I mean, you could cast locate the object, but I'm not sure. I don't believe that they can locate it other than ways like that.
Well, yeah. Maybe we take it back to university and see if we can get some coin for it. I mean, or ask if they can do magic to help save people.
I don't know magic spells very well, but it seems like that if it can only see, then as long as we keep it in the bag, we're safe. And then if we find someone that'd be able to trace it back, that would be the most ideal. Worst case, it stays in the bag.
All right. I mean, that is completely. I've been outvoted. You want to keep it? We can keep it. No worries.
All right, double bag it.
Double bagging it, and yeah, I'll make sure that I'm going to make sure that this is tied up as securely as possible, just to make sure that there's no way that it can slip through or that there's any sort of poking holes out of it.
Absolutely.
This thing is a leftover Taco Bell burrito, and I want it to stay that way. It's the food post at the guardhouse back at home. It's real guard grub, but let me tell you, get a hankering every once in a while.
The late
So
night
with that,
meals,
we
yes.
can make our way the rest of the way to Winter's Reach
Winter's Reach.
without any real issue. As you make your way through, you realize you're effectively following in reverse the tracks from that horse. And as you get closer and closer, you get to, for one of the first times out here, smell something that isn't just the burning cold. You smell smoke. And you begin to see a couple small plumes as the town of Winter's Reach comes into view. But unfortunately, though you can smell what's going on in the town, you can't hear anything. It is silent.
Is the town where the smoke is coming from?
Yep.
Is it burning? Like, has it been raised?
Right.
As you get closer, you still hear nothing. And you see a couple buildings on small fires. You see doors and windows smashed. And you see corpses here and there lying in the streets.
But no panic, nothing.
Nothing. Nary a sound. You are at this point at the outskirts of the town itself. It's a little bit bigger than the previous town you were at, but not by too much.
Even like the sound of like timber falling or burning, or it's not like just
There's
a lack of voices.
There's a very, very mild crackle to the couple flames that are going. But even those are partially drowned out by just the little bit of wind.
Hey, Boomer, I got your back. You want to go first?
Oh, fuck. All right.
Guidance.
Heroism. I'll cast that on Boomer Gilly.
As you go into the town, the deafening silence ringing in your ears. We will end the session for the day. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you for taking part.
Thank you.
Thank you, listeners, for listening in, and thank you, Patreon supporters, for being Patreon supporters. Those of you who are not Patreon supporters but are listeners, you have the power to change that. It's all within your grasp.
You got all
Thank
the
you,
power in
everyone.
your hands. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
And we will see you next week.
Fun.